Hey,
Hey,
Stephen.
Stephen.
I'm Lasya.
And I'm Kritika, and we're your trainers from Future Steps.
Welcome to the wonderful world of habitats. Join us on an exciting adventure to discover the amazing homes of plants and animals all around the world. Today, we'll be learning what a habitat is, why they're very important, and explore some incredible places where creatures live. Get ready to use your imagination and explore the wild with us.
Now, the next few slides are going to be mainly for grades 1 to 2. What is a habitat? A habitat is like an animal's home. Like how us humans have a home, plants and animals also need a special place to live, and this place is called a habitat. A habitat contains food, water, and shelter for an animal to survive and thrive. And a habitat is where you're going to find yummy food, fresh water to drink, and a safe shelter to rest and raise their families. A habitat is like an animal's neighborhood. It's where they belong and feel comfortable. Different animals have different neighborhood needs that we'll probably learn about in the next few slides.
Hmm. Now let's talk about land versus water habitats. Land habitats. These are homes on solid grounds. Can you imagine a towering forest, a sandy desert, a grassy plain, or a rocky mountain? Well, these are all examples of land habitats. Many animals live in these places, like bears in the forest or camels in the deserts, and many animals. Next, we have the water habitats. These habitats are found in water. Think of the deep blue ocean, a sparkling lake, a flowing river, or a quiet pond. These are all examples of water habitats. And some animals that live in these water habitats are fishes, dolphins, and even tiny frogs. And they all call these watery places their homes. Now, can you name an animal that lives on the ground? And what about an animal that lives in the water? Comment down below.
Okay, so now we're going to talk about the examples of different habitats. So there are three main different types of habitats: forest home and desert oasis, and ocean deep. Forest home consists of forests. Forests are full of trees which provide shelter and food. You might find squirrels scurrying up trees, big bears roaming, and wild owls hooting at night. In desert oasis, you know that deserts are hot and dry, and it consists of a lot of sand and unique plants like cacti. This place is a home to camels and lizards. That's because they have adapted to live in these sunny places. It's it's a really interesting fact that lizards might live in deserts, you know? And then we have ocean deep. The ocean is a huge salty habitat filled with water, amazing amazing creatures, colorful fish, playful dolphins, and intricate coral reefs all call the ocean their home. And it's not just about the beautiful and colorful fishes, but you might also find dangerous fishes like sharks, whales, and many other different types of creatures that live in the ocean. And the ocean is their home.
Everything we're going to talk about now is going to be relatable for grades 3 to 4. We're going to talk about the major habitat types. First of all, we're going to start with the forests. We have three different types of forests. We have the rainforest, the deciduous forest, and the coniferous forest. The rainforests, they are warm, wet forests near the equator. They get a lot of rain and are bursting with millions of different plants and animals. Examples could be colorful parrots and loud monkeys and many different types of plants and trees too. Deciduous forests are where trees lose their leaves in the fall and grow them back in the spring. You might see deers, squirrels, and many birds living in here. And then we finally have the coniferous forests. These forests have cone-bearing trees, like pine or fir trees. They stay green all year around. Animals like the bears and moose often live in these cooler forests. Something interactive or something fun you could try is look up different types of forests and where they're located. Comment down one type of forest you found.
Okay, so now let's talk about deserts. So, deserts might seem empty, but they're amazing habitat where plants and animals have special ways to survive the heat and dryness. So, deserts are obviously hot and dry. They get very little rain and are extremely hot during the day, though they can get cold at night. Um, in deserts, saving water is key to survival. Because water is so scarce, desert plants and animals have amazing superpowers to save every drop. So let's talk about saguaro cactus. These are giant cacti that store water in its ribbed stem, like a living canteen, and its sharp spines protect it from thirsty animals. We also talked about this earlier in one of our plant videos, so if you do want to know more, you should go watch that video. And then an animal that lives in a desert is a camel. So the camel's hump is where camels store fat, which they can use for energy and water when food and drink are hard to find. This allows them to travel long distances without constantly searching for food. That's why most traders in deserts would use camels to travel from one place to another.
Now let's talk about oceans. Underwater city. The ocean is like a massive underwater city with different zones from the sunny surface to the deepest, darkest trenches, each with unique inhabitants. So, of course, the sunny surface would be at the very top of the ocean, and the deepest, darkest trenches, obviously, would be at the very bottom or deep in the ocean. And then we also call the oceans the big and salty. Most of Earth is covered by oceans, and their water is salty. This saltiness is perfect for marine life, but not good for drinking. So, although this water is used to make salt, our companies or factories, they clear out harmful substances from the salt and make it healthy for us so that we can use it in different dishes. But this water, when it's actually in the ocean itself, it's not healthy for us to drink. But whereas marine life, they live in this water because they're adapted to it. Then we have the coral reefs. These are colorful underwater gardens made up of tiny animals called polyps. They are bustling homes for countless fishes and other sea creatures, like vibrant clownfish and graceful sea turtles. Then we have giants and tiny ones. So the ocean is filled from the largest animals on Earth, like the whales and the blue whales, to microscopic plankton. The ocean is a home to an astonishing variety of life forms.
Okay, so now let's talk about adaptations and how animals fit in. So, adaptations are some amazing things that help animals survive and thrive in their specific habitats. An adaptation is a special feature or behavior that helps an animal live and find food, water, and shelter. So, adaptations isn't something that an animal gets used to, but it's well, technically they do get used to it, but it's something that they have from birth. So, for example, webbed feet. Now think of ducks. Ducks, their feet, unlike us humans where we have fingers with spaces, ducks don't have that. Instead, they have a web-like structure which we call webbed feet that helps them paddle along and swim really fast in water. So if you see a duck video of a duck swimming, they're obviously going to be a lot faster than us because unlike us, they have webbed feet that help them move fast. And for us, while swimming, the reason why we put together our arms and cup them together is so that water can go through, but since they have webbed feet, water is unlikely to go through. Now, another adaptation is camouflage. So, for example, a chameleon can change its color to match the place where it's living or staying at. This can help it this can help any animal that camouflages to blend in their surroundings and help them hide from predators or sneak up on prey. Now, big ears is another adaptation. So some desert animals like the fennec fox have huge ears that not only help them hear tiny insects, but also help them release body heat to stay cool in the desert sun, which is a really good thing because if they're living in deserts, which we talked about earlier, that was really hot, they can stay cooler and survive.
Now we're going to talk about why habitats are so important. They're important because they are the life support systems for all living things that live in them. When a habitat is healthy, the plants and animals in it can also be healthy. First of all, it's the animal's home. Habitats provide animals with everything they need: a safe place to live, food to eat, water to drink, and a shelter from weather and other dangers, like predators, like we talked before. They also help for plant growth. They provide the right amount of soil, sunlight, and water for specific plants that are adapted to that specific habitat to grow. And these are the base of many food chains. It's also a base for us because they provide us with fruits and vegetables. And they also essentially, very importantly, provide us with oxygen that we breathe every single second. They also help with habitat. Oh, another thing we need to remember are the two things that are causing many problems with the habitats, and that's habitat loss. When habitats are destroyed or damaged by things like pollution or building, so whenever we humans build and destroy habitats in order to build houses and grow our like community, animals can lose their homes, food, and water, making it very hard for them to survive. And thus, we must protect them. It's very important for us to protect habitats so that they all have amazing plants and animals that can continue to thrive and live happily. So these two are important to remember. Stop habitat loss, and we should protect our habitats.
Okay, so let's protect habitats. Now, we've learned so much about habitats today, and now it's time to think about how we can all be habitat heroes. So, in our heroic journey, remember to plant trees. Trees provide homes and foods for many animals, and even for us, they provide us wood that is used to make furniture and even houses. Planting new trees can help create more habitats where more animals can go and live in. That's why planting trees is important. Another reason that Lasia talked about earlier was that plants give us oxygen, and the more plants there are, the better it is for us and animals because we also need oxygen to live. Next, remember to pick up trash. So, whenever you eat anything, make sure the trash goes in a bin and not just lying around on the side of a road. So, you're you need to make sure that the next time you eat a chocolate, the wrapper is in a bin and not somewhere near a plant, because that is not good for them. So, because it could harm animals and pollute their homes. Because you wouldn't want trash to be lying around in your room, will you? It's the same for animals. Next, remember to save water and energy. Using less water and electricity helps keep our planet healthy, which protects habitats too. So the next time you go wash your hands, make sure that you aren't wasting water. So if the water is just flowing, switch it off, and then whenever you need it, turn it back on. And then if you're leaving your room, turn off the light before you go out. And then when you come back, if you need it, turn it on. And then try to learn more about different animals and their homes. The better we can understand how to protect them is by learning. So the more we know about them, the easier it'll be to protect them. Now, comment down below the answer to what will you do to protect habitats and the animals that live in them? Remember, every little effort counts. Thank you so much for exploring the wonderful world of habitats with us today. You are all amazing habitat adventures and habitat heroes. So, see you in our next video. Remember to comment down the answers, any concerns, and questions. See ya! Bye!
Bye.